Grand Duchess Maria Nikolaevna of Russia was born on the 26th of June 1899. Her family and the country were disappointed that another daughter had been born into the imperial royal family. Maria's mother, Alix of Hesse, or Alexandra Feodorovna, was unpopular in Russia, and she was devastated at not giving birth to a son. Maria's father, Nicholas, reassured her that he was happy to have another daughter. Maria grew up quite simply. She preferred to be called Maria Nikolaevna without any titles or styles. She was close to her younger sister, Anastasia, and they were known as the little pair, while their older sisters, Olga and Tatiana, were known as the big pair. Together, the four sisters were known as OTMA. When Anastasia was causing trouble or playing pranks on the people at court, Maria was the one who would apologize for Anastasia's behaviour. Maria was the quieter one out of her siblings. She dreamed of one day having a big family and was obsessed with soldiers. She loved looking outside the window at the guards passing by. She even hoped that one day she would marry a guard or a soldier, but she knew this was highly unlikely due to her rank. When Maria was 11, she fell in love with one of the young men around her. She received a letter from her mother telling her to hide her feelings, as others might say unkind things to her or about her. Maria was taller and stronger than most girls her age. Reportedly, she was able to lift her tutors off the ground. The young Grand Duchess's beauty was widely known across Europe. Her cousin Louis Mountbatten fell deeply in love with Maria, and he kept a photo of her by his bedside until his death in 1979. Another man interested in Maria was Prince Carol of Romania. After being rejected by Maria's older sister Olga, Carol asked for Maria's hand in marriage in 1917. Nicholas declined as he thought that Maria was too young to marry, and Maria was not keen on marrying at the time. Maria was polite, kind, and never got into trouble. Her sisters would often take advantage of this. On one occasion, her sister Olga persuaded her to ask their mother to give Olga her own room and to be given Alexandra's old dresses. Maria could sometimes be stubborn, lazy, and grumpy, and was not very interested in schoolwork. However, she was interested in drawing and sketching, which she always did with her left hand. During the First World War, Maria was too young to work as a nurse, so she and Anastasia would visit the soldiers in hospital and play checkers or billiards with them. When revolution broke out in 1917, all of her siblings fell sick with measles. Maria was the last to fall ill with the disease. Due to her poor health at the time, she was not told about her father's abdication until she was feeling better. Following the abdication, the whole family was arrested and put under house arrest. Maria was friendly with the guards and talked with them about their families. In April 1918, Maria and her parents were moved to Yekaterinburg, while the rest of her siblings remained at Tobolsk as Alexei was too sick to travel. Maria befriended some of the guards. Due to her being overly friendly with the guards, her mother often scolded her. Shortly before midnight on the 16th of July 1918, the family were awoken and taken to the basement under the pretext that they would be moved to another place. Around 30 minutes later, on the 17th of July 1918, Yakov Yurovsky, the chief executioner, entered the room and read them their death sentences. Maria tried to escape through the doors at the rear end of the room, but they were locked. She was hit by a bullet in her thigh and fell to the ground next to her sister Anastasia. All of the siblings survived the first hail of bullets, but the gunmen opened fire a second time. Maria had to watch while her brother and older sisters got killed. What happened next is not entirely clear. It is most likely that Maria was knocked unconscious and woke up while the bodies were being carried out. She started screaming and one of the executioners struck her in the face until she fell silent. To this day, the exact cause of Maria's death remains unknown. The bodies were not found for the next few decades. There were several claims that Maria might have survived the execution. In 1991, the first bodies of the family were exhumed, and it was soon clear that two bodies were missing, Alexei and one of his sisters. either Maria or Anastasia. The bodies found in 2007 were most likely that of Alexei and his sister Maria, as Anastasia's body was claimed to have been buried in 1998. The funeral of Alexei and one of his sisters was set to take place in 2015, but it has been postponed to this day. Maria, her siblings and her parents were all canonized as passion bearers and holy martyrs by the Russian Orthodox Church and the Russian Orthodox Church abroad.